So I have finally gone back to Mount Carmel. I went last year for the 25th anniversary reunion, memorial. There we go. I had never been to a memorial service. It's a long way away, and I had a life that I needed to take care of. I did have, Clive's probably my most loved person. He came to see me once when I was in prison. But everybody goes their own way and takes care of their own life. And really, that's all I did. I just had a life outside of Mount Carmel. That's only 3 years of my life. I mean, I had 3 years in the Air Force, 3 years with my first husband, 3 years in Mount Carmel, 3 years in prison. Something about this number 3. But now I'm in my own life. And while I would do it all over again, even losing my husband, even losing my kids, I know that what I learned there and what I believed was right for me. I know that even to this day, if the raid had not happened and we were all still alive, I would still be there. Even if my kids had grown up and left, I would still be there because it was right for me. I wouldn't push it on another soul. Not one person on this planet would I push this on. Because you're judged based on what you know. And that's a lot to be judged on. But now, I haven't picked up a Bible. I don't go to Bible studies with Clive. I don't Skype with people and talk about life in Mount Carmel. I hardly ever talk to them. When I do talk to them, they're just friends that I knew, part of my makeup, part of who I am. Everything that you've ever done in your entire life or encountered in your entire life ends up being a part of who you are now. So yes, Mount Carmel is a part of who I am now. It is not 100% of who I am now. There's a lot more to me. But my beliefs at the time, maybe I don't remember them all now, but they were right. And while I'm not living the life, I still believe I'm a Branch Davidian. I still believe that I'm Wave Sheaf. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it in the least. But I believe I'm Wave Sheaf. I believe I am part of a very special group of humans throughout the course of time, from Cain and Abel on down, who are God's soldiers, God's front line. A lot of religions even will talk about the second coming. And when he returns with his army. We are that army, whether living or dead, because in that moment, the Bible states that the dead will rise. And those of us that aren't dead will just float up. So living or dead, if we're a part of that wave sheaf, we're a part of God's army. And there's a lot of them, 200 million, it's a lot of people, but it's throughout the course of history. So there's a lot of people in there. But believing that you're part of God's army just means that you have in your heart devoted your life to God. And that's what I did. I believe that if you hear a prophet and you follow him and he's wrong, then your blood is on his hands. If you hear a prophet and you don't follow him and he's right, then your blood is on your hands. If you hear a prophet and he's right and you do follow him, you're good. If you hear a prophet and he's wrong and you don't follow him, you're good. So the first two scenarios are the only two that really matter. So if I follow a prophet who's right or not right and I follow him, my blood is on his hands. That's really the only part that is important here, because if I don't follow a prophet that is right, then how can I be with God? So there's really no option. There's really no choice to make. That's the only way to lose. If I follow a prophet and he's wrong, I'm still with God. So being with God and being chosen was the most important thing, the only important thing. And to this day, I believe that David was a prophet, the Son of God, a manifestation of God, another being that God sent to the earth for us. There's been many throughout the course of history, and David was just one of those. He's just another part of God. It's just like my children are a part of me, or my left hand is a part of me, or my right toe is a part of me. It's all just another part. But now today, although I would do it all over again, I don't currently follow any rituals. I don't observe Passover. I don't eat certain things. Heck, I eat pork. I'm a bad person, but I don't want to be a stumbling block to others. So my new philosophy has become this. God's going to do whatever God's going to do, no matter what I do. So all I can do is try to give my children the ability to be open-minded enough to believe whatever it is they need to believe to help them get through this life. And to not be a stumbling block to anyone else's belief, so that everyone can be held accountable without my interference, and I will still be in my position with God.